So now UFC 252 is all said and done and the dust has settled. I would like to present to you, if I may, my desired matchups for everybody on the main card moving forward. Without further ado, let's dive straight in with the heavyweight main event. Stipe Miocic defeats Daniel Cormier via decision. Fantastic fight. Who should Stipe be facing next? Has to be Francis Ngannou. Francis has been on an absolute tear, beat Curtis Blades for a second time, beat Cain Velasquez, beat JDS, brutalised Jairzinho 20 seconds into the first round. Give this man a second title shot, for the love of God. Stipe Miocic versus Francis Ngannou. Sign me the fuck up. Daniel Cormier, stay retired. Please stay retired. You've had a fantastic career. Won belts at light heavyweight, won belts at heavyweight. We're a beast in Strikeforce. Please stay retired. Ignore Dana White. Dana White's been poking fun at DC in the post-fight conference after the event, saying things like, I doubt DC's going to want to go out like that. I know you didn't wrap your career up on the best note. I know you lost to Stipe in the rubber match and you retired on a loss. I get that, right? The issue is you don't fit in anywhere. Right? He isn't going to go back down to light heavyweight because why would he? And the only fight that would have made an ounce of sense at heavyweight would have been, hypothetically, if DC would have beat Stipe, they could have maybe done a John Jones super fight for their rubber match. But that didn't happen. So Stipe, stay retired. Keep up with the commentary work. I love DC as a commentator and would definitely take him over Joe Rogan, exclaiming someone's rocked off a glancing jab. So, DC, amazing career, fantastic fight, well done Stipe. Moving on, Sean O'Malley loses to Marlon Vera via TKO in the first round. For Marlon Vera, I think give him Jimmy Rivera. Rafael Assunção is also an option. It just depends on what he wants ranking-wise. Rafael Assunção is more than likely the more unrealistic option because I don't see Assunção coming back anytime soon after that UFC 250 KO loss to Cody Garbrandt. So I think Jimmy Rivera is the fight to make. For Sean O'Malley, depending on when he's back, I'd like to see him take 6-7 months off, come back February, March time, make sure you're healthy, sort some things out, come back, face a Montel Jackson, face a Saeed Nurmagomedov, maybe the winner of the Brian Kelleher-Ricky Simone fight, because Brian Kelleher would absolutely call out Sean O'Malley if he won that fight. He recorded a prediction segment for the MMA Pros Pick series. He went with O'Malley. He thought O'Malley was going to get it done. I think Brian Kelleher, in the instance he wins that fight, would call out Sean O'Malley. Moving on, heavyweight, Junior Dos Santos is defeated by Jairzinho Rosenstrike via second round TKO. For Jairzinho, give him the winner of Overeem versus Sakai. There isn't really anybody else you can give Jairzinho. Please don't feed him to Curtis Blades because we all know 100% what would happen in that fight because Jairzinho's takedown defense is more than questionable at this point. So Overeem versus Sakai winner makes sense. If Overeem wins that fight, you have a rematch set up because Overeem was dominating that fight. He was 3 rounds up, in my opinion. He got clipped at the end. Is what it is. Fight to make for that. For JDS, give him Volkov. There's nobody else you can give him. You know, he lost to Curtis Blades before losing to Jairzinho, and before losing to Curtis Blades, he lost to Francis, right? He's lost 3 fights in a row via TKO. So let's be real. There's nobody else we can give him. Give him Volkov. That's the fight to make. Moving on, Herbert Burns is defeated by Daniel Pineda via TKO in the second round. It was ground and pound TKO from crucifix elbows. The funny thing is, everybody struggles with crucifix. Nobody seems to have an answer for it. Look at DC versus Uzdemir. Prime example. I know that's lightweight. They're bigger guys. Harder to shake a 205-pounder off of you than a 145er. But at the end of the day, everybody seems to struggle when they get crucifixed. Michael Bisping actually came out with a video after the event detailing how to escape crucifix, which I thought was hilarious. So for Herbert Burns, I would like to see him take on maybe the loser of Ryan Hall and Ricardo Lamas. I mean, can you imagine the Herbert Burns versus Ryan Hall jiu-jitsu battle? I mean, that'd be crazy. For Daniel Pineda, Drew Dober, I think. Drew Dober. Drew Dober's got them hands. He's got good wrestling as well. That would be fantastic. Moving on to the main card opener in John Dodson versus Merab Delavaj. Probably just butchered his last name, but oh well, we move on. John Dodson, please move back down to flyweight. I think he should have moved back down to flyweight a long time ago, but he stuck around. Face a Tim Elliott, maybe. Or if they want to push him up a little bit, maybe he could face Joseph Benavidez. I think Benavidez would probably retire regardless of the result of whatever his next bout is. So that could be fun. For Merab, I think Cody Stamann is the perfect matchup. Cody Stamann, he's coming off of a decision loss to Jimmy Rivera. Didn't particularly look bad in that fight. It's just Jimmy Rivera did everything better than Cody Stamann in that fight. That'd be a fantastic fight. Obviously, Cody Stamann has got that wrestling. He's a big, strong bantamweight. So that is about going to wrap it up. Obviously, if you have any ideas for your personal desired matchups or anything you didn't particularly agree with that I listed in this video, leave them in the comments. I would love to go through them. I would love to respond to them and see what you guys think. Like and subscribe. I'll see you later, boys.